Lee.
I'll ask you about Myanmar again. As I think you may have seen, two UN officials, but not giving their names, have said that up to 1,000 people have been killed. Rohingya. These are described as the heads of two, who are working for two separate UN agencies in Bangladesh. So I wanted to know, does the UN actually have a figure? And if that is the figure, why doesn't the UN come forward in a more formal way with it?
Well, I think,
and again, what is the Secretary General, given that the Council has yet to take it up, does he think what number would trigger Article 99 in some kind of action?
I don't want to get into how many people need to be killed. I think the UN has been extremely forthright in reporting on what we know. You saw the reports with the horrific information contained in the report put out by the High Commissioner for Human Rights, interviewing people who were in, I think, Cox's Bazar, who had fled Myanmar. I think anyone who reads it and the detailed data contained it can only be horrified by the situation. I can't comment on blind quotes. People speak. I think whenever we have information, we've shared it, whether it was on what the UN saw when the humanitarian coordinator went to Rakhine State, and we're as transparent as we possibly can be.
Right. So I don't mean, it's not to get them. This is not an attempt by the UN to sort of off the record chide the government with this 1,000 figure. This is an unauthorized.
I don't. Again, I don't know who spoke, why they spoke, and so on. I think the UN has been very clear and transparent in putting forward information that we have on the state of affairs in that area.
Just to follow up on Mr. de Mistura, at least two countries' diplomats have said that he's putting his hat in the running to run for UNDP. And I wanted to know, can you
No.
state what the?
Sorry, you're right. I owe you the right to finish your question.
Sure. What is the process? Can you describe the process by which you'd said earlier that it's between the Secretary General and the Executive Board of UNDP, but how do candidates put themselves forward, to the Secretary General or to member states?
It's a good question. There's a process that's been used a number of times. I can try to find out the exact details. But on specific candidacies, I don't know, because I don't know who applies or when, and I do know that Mr. de Mistura's full attention is on the Syria talks.
Forthrightness, the lightning round. One, I wanted to know, can you give a either now or maybe later today status of Burundi's actual cooperation with the UN system? It was said in Geneva today that there's a need for more land because there are more people being chased out. So my question to you is, we haven't heard for a while. Have the visas been given to the Special Envoy's office? Has there been any?
I have no update on progress on those issues.
Okay. Also, there's a report from Kurdistan that the Secretary General has written to President Barzani praising the work of the Peshmerga. Is this accurate?
My understanding is that this refers to the Secretary General responding to a letter that had been sent while he was still Secretary General designate, and it was a thank you letter. But I don't have any other details. I don't. Yeah, I have nowhere to verify the quotes, but I think it was just an exchange of letters, responding. Secretary General at the time, I think, responding to a letter of congratulations.
And I also wanted to ask you about Yemen. There's a report that the acting resident coordinator of the UN in Sana'a has gotten a letter from the government in that part of the country, the Supreme Political Council. It's a letter to Secretary General Guterres. It talks about the role of the UN or possible or desired role in distributing salaries in the north. There's been this big dispute about how civil servants get paid. Does the UN actually have a role in?
My understanding is that part of that will be done under the auspices of the World Bank. I don't know for that specific area, but I think this is part of a World Bank project.
Okay. And the last one is about travel. Yesterday you said you couldn't confirm these reports of him being in Turkey. Now it's reported from Dubai that he'll be there next Tuesday. And I guess I just wanted to ask you, I mean, I've heard for a long time that the UN never talks about travel in advance. As I'm sure you know, other world leaders do say where they're going in March or April.
Right,
what's the logic behind not saying?
Because we've all seen, I mean, like you, we've all seen the reports of sightings of the Secretary General be going here, there, and everywhere. once everything is lined up on our end, we will announce it. The reasons nothing's been announced is that the whole package has not yet been confirmed and lined up. Have a good day.